Hey, welcome. We are Far Side of the Pod. I will let you know, just a warning, today's episode is going to have some language. It's going to have probably some vulgar remarks to some people, to a specific person. But we just want to let you know that everything on here we will be biased. We will be loud. We will say some things that might make some people mad. But do we care? Nah. This is our podcast. Like I said, we are Far Side of the Pod. I'm Jordan. We got Ridge.
What's going on, y'all?
And we got Caleb.
Yeah.
And like I said, I warned you guys. I'm fair warning you guys because this shit's about to get a little rough.
Yeah.
So to start off the podcast.
When don't we cuss, though?
I mean, that's true, but this is about to get...
And when don't we single somebody out at least almost one every episode?
You're damn right, Kathleen.
True.
Kennedy.
All right, so as of this past weekend, it started out the other day. We started getting rumors that Nico Yamaleava was in discussions of looking for a better contract. He was getting paid $2 million a year, $8 million NIL contract through Tennessee, but I guess he got Hollywood on us, or his dad, or somebody fucking pulled the strings, and he wanted more money. He wanted $4 million a year, dude. He wanted to go.
And you know what else he wanted?
What?
Supposedly, he also wanted a 2025 Bugatti Chiron.
That was a lie. That was from a parody.
Okay, page. I don't know. I didn't know. I just heard about that, and I was like, I swear, if that's the man,
that was a parody page that posted that. But
all right. Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was real, knowing how the NIL has no restrictions.
But he was getting paid $2 million a year from the NIL, but he was wanting to go up to $4 million a year, making his $8 million NIL contract a $16 million NIL contract. Then also, the next day, team practice comes around and he no-shows. Nico Yamaleava no-shows team practice on Friday, the day before our spring game. Then I woke up the next day seeing people saying that he left, so I guess the next morning it had been made official that Tennessee was moving on from Nico Yamaleava. Not Nico was transferring. Tennessee said goodbye because, as in the words of Josh Heupel, no one is bigger than the power T.
Not even himself, he said, and that is why I respect that man so much. He's going to be such a fantastic coach.
And the one thing I got to say, I don't know if y'all heard about this or not. So, when we're talking about teams, or when we were talking about teams who were interested in Nico, or not interested, but possibilities of landing places for Nico, Oregon was one of the places that would come up. But big bombshell just been released today that the head coach from Oregon got word that Nico, before all these contract negotiations were going around, was calling other schools to seek interest if he had entered the portal, before even talking about discussing a contract. And the head coach from Oregon called Heupel and let him know, hey, just let you know your quarterback is calling other schools seeking interest if he enters the portal. The head coach from Oregon gave Heupel a heads up on what his quarterback was doing. And whenever Nico no-showed at the practice, they said that was the official, they are done. They are moving on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're no longer dealing with this. So,
which it's just like, how could you be so stupid? He just literally had been given generational wealth to start with, because he's gonna go to the NFL. I fully believe that's what he wants to do. But you're getting $8 million, dude. Like, you're a multimillionaire before you're even starting college that much. Like, my God, you know? Like, the thing is, just like, what?
This cat,
I don't care what anybody says to me. Huh?
My thing is, this cat plays one full season. He plays his redshirt freshman season.
Mm-hmm.
after a whole season of sitting on the bench behind Joe Milton playing 1 or 2 games. And this is the thing. Dude came in the Iowa game and made an Iowa #1 defense supposedly look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But then he came into this season, started out fantastic, but after we lost to Arkansas, it's like his mentality went down, or it's like his confidence went down. Then dude ended up being like in the top 50 of all the statistics. Like, he didn't do that great. And now he's wanting to, he thinks he's good enough to get the double his contract.
Yeah, I mean, look, you bring home a championship? Yeah, you're damn right, Rob. Hell, you may not even have to negotiate that much. They'll probably just offer you money. But
And
the problem is the only thing he's brought is the Cheez-Its champion belt from the Cheez-It win.
And the thing is yeah, people say, oh, he's a 10-win quarterback. He'll find somewhere. Yeah, he'll find somewhere. But the thing is he's a 10-win quarterback because the running back of that season had the greatest season a running back's ever had in our program's history. You got carried by a running back.
He did.
And the thing is yeah, your stats would have been better if we had receivers who didn't, drop everything that comes their way. But the thing is the possibility of his dad being in the midst of this, because his dad tried to say he knew nothing about it, but clearly he had to.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people being like, this sounds like another one. I forget who they mentioned that situation, the same thing happening, and I was like, I mean, it's a big possibility, yeah. And some people think it was both him and the agent.
Oh yeah, I think the agent was in it too.
But the thing is I'm hoping that. Here's the thing. I understand, like, even David was saying this, is that in that type of family and that that type of culture, it's like the tribal chief, kind of like the head of the table, like that's your father. You do what he says, and I feel like for more money, he was willing to risk his son's career in college sports for that bag.
The thing is, and this is just summing it down because I don't have too much more to say about it. But the dumb it down is, you come here and you tell us how much this culture and this program and this community means to you. You live it out through the year. You do so much. Also, I heard that he was supposed to do like autograph signings and stuff like that and never did.
I literally read this. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But my thing is he comes over and he puts so much in the culture and the community, and he doesn't do stuff for the community. I mean, I know he's done some stuff for the community, but he won't go autograph. He won't go meet people.
Nope. And apparently, like, a lot of people said that they've seen him before, and he's like surrounded by an entourage, and like he doesn't really get personal with anybody.
And it's like, and to me, it just sounds like a little kid is getting scared of little East Coast Tennessee, and he wants to move back to Southern California and go play for the Trojans.
Well, he can do that, but as I said in
I
a
also
post,
heard that Ohio State's interested in him, and I'll be pissed.
if he goes to Ohio State, I hope we clap those cheeks for him. I hope we beat the holy dog. I hope our defense makes him look stupid as shit if he goes there.
But
also, I mean, here's the thing.
Overall, I'm just, if somebody's going to be like that, if he wants to be like that, then I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was going to say I'm very, very proud of our staff basically standing up and being like, no, kid, like, you don't know how this works. This isn't like, no one's bigger than this program. It's just not, it does not matter like what NIL deal. Like, you want to go, you can go. We'll move on. And honestly, George, I mean, a lot of people are talking about George McIntyre like he may end up being better. And I don't know. I've seen some plays on the spring practice or the orange white game, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And I mean, he looked good. He's a freshman, so it's going to take time. We may not be the best team. We may not be on the same level, but I don't think Josh Heupel's going to suffer any for this from the fans, just because all the fans have pretty much rallied behind. Like, yeah, this isn't anyone's fault but Nico's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And now
pretty.
he's possibly going to. Now his career is possibly going to suffer too, because a lot of places are probably going to see this, and they're not going to want to be that guy. They're not going to want to be that school that picks up this spoiled kid. Then they just look like, oh, look what we, you know. So I think he's going to have a rough time.
I just hope this doesn't affect the team in the long run.
Yeah.
But this is my last words about this. And Nico, I hope you do well where you go. I hope you find prosperity, and I hope you find great success. But I'm telling you this: do not ever step foot in Neyland again, because I promise you it won't end well for you. And here's the thing, man. We call people VFLs. There's we got people who stayed with us to the end. We got people who stayed with us for years then left. Like Garantano, though he sucked, he still stick with us for a while. Here's the thing. Those people get called VFLs for a reason, because they gave their all for Tennessee. You gave up on us after one full season. You don't get that title. If I ever hear you say that shit in the future, I'm going to blast your ass. All right. Ridge, you got anything to say on this shit?
I was going to say something way meaner, just so you know.
Well, let's get. Well, we don't need to get canceled, brother.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to get canceled. All I was going to say is, Nico, the only VFL you'll ever be able to claim is very fake loser, because you have stained your reputation in college forever with this. You are never going to be viewed the same, and I do not believe you will ever be utilized the way that Tennessee could have utilized you. So stay out of Neyland. And never talk about UT again. You don't deserve to keep UT on your mind, in your mouth, anything like that. This is betrayal, and you're the Judas in this situation.
Here's the thing: is if it was somebody just transferring for whatever, that's fine. But the shit that he did, that's just too far.
Yeah, that's entitlement, and either it's entitlement or he's actually scared.
Ridge, what's your thoughts on this, man? You ain't said nothing on it.
Because I knew that y'all needed to vent. And boy, howdy, have y'all vented. I mean, I wish I could say I can see where he's coming from slightly. I mean, this is what happens whenever you start paying kids and you don't put a limit on how much they're able to get paid.
Right.
And you don't say it from the get-go, all right, this is your top dollar. This is as far as we can pay you. If you want more, there's the door. Go ahead and hit it right now while you still can. That's also why I think that with the NIL, especially whenever it comes to, whenever you're first coming into college, they need to get like a 2-year contract deal going on before these kids can just up and at them think
like a clause.
Either A, I should be able to get paid more, or B, this just ain't my cup of tea and I'm ready to move on in transfer portal, and that's whenever you can move on.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to play because you think you're worth more or something like that in that 2 years, that's fine, but you're going to be benched, because there's a lot of other kids right behind you that can be out here playing for that money and will actually play for that dollar sign. From what I've heard, UCLA is not going to take him. USC ain't going to take him.
It'd be lucky if FSU wants him.
I don't think Ohio State's going to take him. The school I'm surprised, to be honest, that hasn't said that they'd take him is Ole Miss.
Yeah,
just because that is an Ole Miss move.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to see that big of a school after this. He's going to have to.
But here's the
thing, suck it up.
Here's the thing: he can't go anywhere in the SEC, because that's a rule, I guess, with the spring transfer portal. You can't go anywhere in the same conference.
You know damn well Ole Miss will take a fine or whatever to break that rule. Ole Miss is the only team that would break that rule and be fine and dandy with doing it.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're saying
they could. I mean, they could vote. They could rule that he's ineligible for that season if they do try that.
Right. But like I'm saying, though, I think either way, I don't think one of these top schools are going to be grabbing him. I think some other small school is going to end up being the one that grabs him a lot closer to the season. Hell, he might not even play the first bit of the season. It might be that a quarterback gets hurt like in the NFL, and then they sign him, and then he gets on the field. He's not going to get like one of these main universities to look at him. All right, that's my thought right now. And he's not going to get paid what he thinks he's worth. His record didn't show it neither.
Nope.
It'd be different if he made it to ACC championship and maybe lost it super close, and then if it was anything beyond
for their money in the playoffs.
Right, if it was anything beyond what he had done in his time and with his record at Tennessee, then okay, it might be a little bit more lenient, but he wasn't that great, and he definitely doesn't deserve that. Hell, Carson Beck was a lot better than him, but that ain't saying much. And he got paid, obviously, but at the same time, he played a lot better ball, or looked a lot better. So you get paid a lot better whenever you look a lot better.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think the main thing is that they need to work on the NIL situation a little bit more, and either make it where you sign a 2-year contract before you can even enter the transfer portal, and like a top dollar sign that kids can get paid.
Yeah, I agree. There's got to be some kind of restrictions, because the NIL, the way, it's not the fact that it exists in this sport, but it's the fact that it exists unchecked as it is. If it's as unchecked as it is, there's going to be problems, and that's really ruining the sport in a lot of ways. So.
All right, so y'all ready to move on from this?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We're done.
All right. All right, so next thing on the list is, so looks like Hideo Kojima is getting some Death Stranding strings pulled, and we are getting a Death Stranding movie. I don't know much about the game. I haven't really played it. I am a Kojima fan. I do love Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah.
My only thing about this really is, I mean, if you don't cast Norman Reedus, then that's your biggest L that you could take. I mean, Norman Reedus is the main character of the game. Why not have him play in the movie too?
Yeah, if they don't do that, then that's not good.
So 2 things real quick on that too is that the Death Stranding movie will be done underneath A24.
Oh,
makes sense.
And will be directed by, and I'm going to butcher his last name, Michael Senowaski. He directed A Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh, okay.
So, will it be bad if they don't cast Norman Reedus? Yes. But I don't know if that's going to make the end of the world happen.
I think it could be a killer for the movie.
Because,
people, you know how people can be about it.
But, okay, but that's a majority. Right? That's a small majority compared to the population that might see this movie. That don't know a damn thing about the game, don't even realize that Norman Reedus is the main character to the game, because they've never paid attention to it.
Doesn't mean it'll be a bad movie, but it would be a pretty horrible mistake to make.
It would be a bummer, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
If you don't cast him, because it makes sense to cast him. Now take it though, I can't think of the first name on, but Del Toro was a part of the game.
Oh yeah,
and he's not going to be a part of this movie. He has no part with it. So, take that for what you will. So, I mean, I don't know. Just something to keep an eye out with, and, keep an open mind.
Yeah, we'll we'll try to keep up with it and let y'all guys know more if we hear more. All right, so on to the next thing. So, on the lights of, DCU coming up and DC Extended Universe, however, everybody's wondering, what's going to happen with the Batman 2, when are they going to finish the script and everything, but we may have hit a little road break here, but we don't know yet. But it looks like Robert Pattinson is in talks to play the main villain in Dune 3. What do you guys think about that?
I think it would be interesting.
Ridge, what do you think, man?
Well, to me, okay, so first off, let's clear the air a little bit. I don't think that this means that he is going to put a delay necessarily. The delay, if there is a delay on Batman Part 2 from coming out within the time frame or being filmed in the time frame, I don't think will have anything to do with Robert Pattinson being a part of Dune 3. And the only reason why is because if you look at like what Austin Butler did in Dune 2, that only took him, I think if I heard correctly, that only took 2 months for him to film all of his parts for that movie. So maybe at max it'd take Robert Pattinson only 3 months or so.
Right.
And according to what's been thrown around, Dune 3 is starting in the summer, and then after that, it wouldn't be, I think it's at the end of this year, is whenever they're talking about starting filming on Batman Part 2. So you have a good chunk of time, I think, right there, before you had to hit the panic button on that. I don't think that's going to be what causes panic. I've also heard that the Batman Part 2 reasons of delay has been because of health issues with the director / writer over the movie.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be a family member that's not 100% set in stone, hasn't been told by James Gunn or anyone actually at the studios what's going on, but that's just been what's been thrown out there.
Right.
So if there's delay, it's not going to be on Pattinson's side. But I do think it'll be cool seeing him get this villainous role in Dune Part 3.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dune movies. I love both of them. I've never really seen the original one, but I super love these new ones, and I could see him playing a good role in that. If it's anything like his role that he played in Devil All the Time, that'd definitely be cool. I loved his role in that movie. I don't like you said. I hope it doesn't at least interfere with the Batman schedule when that comes up. But either way, I think they'll work something around it. You never know how fast it could take them to film Batman. Like you said, you never know how fast it could take them to film Dune. So I think, as long as it don't interfere, I'm all right with it. But I think it'll be cool to see him in the movie. All right, anything else on this topic?
Also, just real quick, it is not set in stone that he has the part for the villain. It's just that his name has been the main name that has been brought up.
Right.
So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, all I was going to say about it is, I think it'd be interesting to see, if he, if they want him to go that route of playing the villain and he accepts it. I think that it'll be a cool movie to watch because the two that are out are really good. But I've also heard there's a rumor that there's a good possibility that the Batman 2 could end up being a canceled film.
Yeah, if that ends up happening, I'll go punch someone for no reason.
I could see the third one getting canceled more so than the second one.
Yeah, and I liked I did like the Batman. It's a good movie. It's not my favorite Batman movie of all time. It's great. It's a good Batman movie though. But I wouldn't be surprised if something like that were to get canceled because I mean, let's be honest. Anytime Warner Brothers does anything, there's usually some big negative thing that happens with it or after it, and they have had a habit of screwing up lately on a lot of things, and I just feel like it's really a hit or miss. I think we won't really. I think we won't hear any more of it until possibly next year.
Well, I mean, we'll hear. I think we'll still hear about it this year, especially if they are going to try to get it filming by the end of this year.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got on it.
All right. So, next thing on the list, for any of you fans out there who's a big fan of Happy Death Day, we'll get even more happy because guess what? We're getting a third one. Looks like Tree is coming back for a tree. Now, if anybody hasn't really seen Happy Death Day, it's a movie about a girl named Tree who wakes up, it's her birthday, and by the end of the night, she is killed by a killer named the Baby Doll Face Killer. And every time she dies, she wakes up that same day. It's like every time she dies, the day repeats itself. It's like Groundhog Day, but with death. I mean, I love these movies. I mean, both the movies are fantastic in my opinion. I mean, you know, Happy Death Day has a special place in my heart, especially since it was the very first HHN house that I went through. I mean, it was Blumhouse, but the first part was Happy Death Day.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it was. So, Ridge, what's your thought on Happy Death Day 3, man?
Okay, so I haven't watched the second one, and that's on me. I definitely should have seen it by now. It's been out for years now. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do for a third one and what they'll call it, especially with the girl's name. That'd be kind of funny if they just replace the 3 with her name. But I mean, I don't know where you go from here on it, really. I mean,
well, the second one's really fucking weird, so they can definitely do something goofy with it.
Well, they always will.
Yeah.
I mean, it just from what they did on the first one and what I've heard about the second one, they can go any sorts of ways with this. I'm excited for it, and I'm glad that it's a go at Blumhouse.
Caleb, you got anything on Happy Death Day?
I mean, I never really did watch those movies. I've heard they're really good. I know I've seen some clips. I do know what the concept is, and I think it's really cool. So I mean, I guess when a trailer comes out for the movie, we'll see. I might be interested in watching it, and a lot of it to me since the basis of it, it does remind me of that one Supernatural episode.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's really all I have on that one. I don't know too much about those movies, but I know that a lot of people really enjoy them. So,
okay. All right. So, Riz, you got some rumor has it, man.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Give it to us, man.
I think these are the best. Well, I can't say these are the best rumor has it's I've ever had, but these are some pretty good ones. Alright, so the first one that we're going to start off with is rumor has it Kingpin can only show up in Daredevil TV in the Daredevil TV series due to some rights issues amongst Marvel and Sony. So
surprise.
He can't show up in any of the movies. Is that an odd thing, or is this something that is surprising to y'all? I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm confused because wasn't he in Hawkeye?
Yeah. As far as I know, it's either that he can't show up. He can only show up either only in Daredevil now, or it's he can show up in TV series, but he can't show up in movies right now.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean. It feels like a mess. It really does because, I mean, they also somehow ties in with Fox too. And the contracts of who gets to be where. And in what movies and everything. I think that they need to clear it up because I would love to have Kingpin in not Spider-Man 4 but 5.
Right.
You know, if we come back to quote unquote normal Earth, because you know it sounded like that was the original plan, was that we was going to have Kingpin show up in the Spider-Man in the fourth one, but apparently here recently the actor behind Kingpin said that yeah, he can't show up in any movies.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Caleb, any thoughts?
I think Sony is a garbage company for a reason. And this is the very reason why I believe Sony is a garbage company. It just, don't get me wrong, you know, I got nothing against PlayStation and stuff like that, but like when it comes to movies and stuff and the rights, it's like Sony is just notorious for gatekeeping everything they possibly can because they're greedy as shit. And I have so many issues with Sony because of that. If they weren't like that, I would be more apt to be like, wow, I mean, I can understand them every once in a while asking for something. But it's every time you turn around, you hear something about Sony being greedy and shady. And it's like, why? What's the point in like causing distrust with your fans? So that's all I got to say about it.
All right. Well, moving on from that into our next one, rumor has it that Mr. Negative will be a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. What are our thoughts about it?
Hold on.
Ooh.
Mr. Negative,
Oh my gosh! Really?
man that we meet in Spider-Man
That's right.
the video
I
game.
think about it. Yeah, that's right.
No, my brain disappeared for a second. I didn't hear half. I didn't hear half of
I was
that.
like, what?
But Mr. Negative,
Yes.
bro, yes.
Mr. Negative. Okay.
Because apparently they put out casting call for someone that is Asian, a male Asian that is anywhere between 35 and I believe 50 is what they said.
Oh hell yeah!
So apparently it's. I mean, I think it makes sense too, especially whenever you have the director from that's been directing Shang-Chi, and if you want a good way to include Shang-Chi too into this movie, because there's also been talks of Shang-Chi showing up, and that's another reason, you know, why we're getting this. And in the meantime, until we get the second Shang-Chi, so we'll have the big Avenger character that that Sony wants to always have, other than Spider-Man, show up in the movies, and I mean that'd work to me.
Yeah, and I did see that the guy who does the voice of Martin Lee in the game said that he'd be interested in playing him live action too, and he would fit the part.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah,
100%. Caleb?
I mean, I really think as long as the story is compelling with it, as long as they can, you know, I feel like you've got to make it feel like you're watching, you know, the newest Spider-Man that they just came out with all over again. It's got to feel special, and because this one I feel like it's really going to mean something, because this is where Peter's finally. He's alone. He has none of his friends. It's him. It's just Spider-Man, just him. You know, it's like where's this gonna? You know, how's this gonna work now? Like, I think as long as that they can play that off really good and you know showcase him as just him by himself.
It's not going to be just him by himself.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, he's at a point now where. He literally is all alone doing this stuff now. He's on his own. Yeah, his friends don't remember him. No one remembers who he is, and he doesn't have Aunt May anymore. So,
but people still remember who Spider-Man is. They just don't know.
Yeah,
just not a lot of people know who Mr. Negative is.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for it. It's a Spider-Man movie. How couldn't I be?
I mean, it's been teased in every Spider-Man movie leading up to this one too. So
I mean, you keep seeing stuff
because
about Feast.
we keep on seeing Feast in the background of just about every single movie.
Right.
All right, is that all we got on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last rumor has it, and this one will be quick, is that rumor has it that the Michael Jackson movie, Michael, is apparently going to be split into 2 movies due to the fact of just how large of a, I don't know what the correct term, glossary, maybe? Gallery. That's the correct word.
The thing is their movie's going to be so long because they're literally starting from the beginning of his career to the end of his career. And
Well, it's just
they said that it could end up being a 4 to 5 hour long movie.
If they did it in one sitting, right? And it's also because of how many different top songs that they want to be able to show of his that's in his gallery.
They said there's going to be over 30 something songs in it.
So I mean, if it's, we already know it's going to be a huge movie, right? I mean, it's already projected for a lot of people, including myself. Slater, I'm sure you're on board with it too. Caleb, you might be as well. This is already looking like it's probably going to be $1 billion movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's Michael Jackson, you know.
So-
Everybody loves his music.
If you have a chance to turn it into 1.7 or $2 billion in total once you get both of them, why wouldn't you do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And not a lot of theaters would want a 4-hour movie going in unless you're, you know, something like Lord of the Rings or MCU related. Then you get that linear of, okay, 3 hours max, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally there's a couple of other things here and there, but not a lot of movie theaters like having 4 to 5 hour movies, and a lot of people don't like sitting through a 4 to 5 hour movie in of themselves.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It does.
Any other thoughts on it?
No, not really. It's just, I just hope whatever they do is just, I'm glad that they're taking extra precautions. I know they keep delaying it, and I know some people get mad about it, but I'm just glad that they're taking extra precautions and taking care of this movie because it needs to be taken care of like this.
Well, they had to delay it whenever they had included a family in it that had the lawsuit that they weren't ever supposed to talk about again.
That was rumored to be fake.
But no, that was real.
Well, apparently someone was trying to say that they were trying to make the whole second half of the movie about that case, and that's what was fake about it. They were trying to say that the whole point of the movie was that.
I was going to say, I don't know, a good majority of the movie was going to be that in of itself. It was going to be like it was going to mainly stick on that, but we was going to have flashbacks leading up to then. Is what it was going, is from what I've heard, that's how it was going to be. Is like it was going to be, that was the main chunk, like the main topic, and then it was going to be broken up though with looking back through his life leading up to this, and then into that story, and then afterwards.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
But then it was a family though that wasn't supposed to get talked about or brought up in any way, shape, or form afterwards, and they agreed that with the Jackson State, but the Jackson State had failed to tell the movie production team to not bring up that exact case
because they didn't want the family doesn't want people to know that they were lying.
But anyways.
But yeah. No, I'm good.
And that's all we got on it.
Is that it for Rumor Has It?
And that's all of our Rumor Has It's for this week.
Dang, that was a quick Rumors Has It.
Right.
Well, they have been a little bit quicker, but you know.
Well, last week we only had one, so that was not as quick. All right,
Yeah.
so for the last part of the podcast, I thought since we were talking about Happy Death Day, I figured it'd be fun for us to do a horror comedy bracket. Like, I think of movies like Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland, Beetlejuice, things like that. Army of Darkness, Freaky, you name it. Just horror movies that's got some humor to it. I will tell you now, yeah, Terrifier's not on this list, sadly. It should have been, but yeah. I will say y'all may or may not have seen some of these movies, but if you haven't, that's fine. We'll just base it on whether you would want to see it or not. And if you haven't seen either of the movies, base it on which one you would rather see. Whatever. Okay. And I'm going to get the one out of the way that I don't think any of us really... It's probably the least one, because I really don't know one of these movies. But we got Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Little Monsters. I've not really seen either of them, but I would rather watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil, because I've seen the cast.
I have seen that one, and it is a great movie. Highly recommend it. It's a stupid funny movie.
I love Alan Tudyk, so I'd have to go Tucker and Dale.
Caleb? What was the other one?
Little Monsters. I don't know what it is.
I've heard of that one. I'm not 100% sure on it.
I don't know if it's the one with Howie Mandel, though.
Let's see here. I'd imagine so.
No, it's not. It's from 2019. Oh. Yeah, no, I've not seen that. It's got like Lupita Nyong'o and Josh Gad in it. Never heard of it. But I would pick Tucker and Dale probably anyways.
Oh.
Caleb, which one you go for?
This is one of those where I don't know either of them. I haven't seen either movie.
Just by the names, which one would you rather watch?
I mean, the first one, the Tucker and Dale one, sounds pretty funny, you know?
Right, so we'll just pick Tucker and Dale and move on. Because, hell
yeah. I mean, I don't know either one of them. I can't really have an honest opinion about it.
Right.
Now, I would definitely recommend out of the two, and I think Tucker and Dale should still be on Netflix.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere for sure. All right,
I've got Netflix stuff there. I'll watch it.
All right, so the next one is kind of going to be an easy one too, because I ain't seen one of them. But we got Beetlejuice versus What We Do in the Shadows, the original movie, not the TV show.
Let's see here.
I'm going Beetlejuice. I mean, I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows. I know the show is hilarious.
I'm going Beetlejuice because I haven't seen it either. You know, I haven't seen the other one, so I would definitely go with Beetlejuice. I've watched it a lot, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
it only makes sense to go with that one. I feel like.
Yeah. All right, now we got the rest of them are pretty good ones. So, all right, and speaking of Happy Death Day, we have Happy Death Day versus Jennifer's Body. Ridge, you go ahead first.
I'm gonna go Happy Death Day.
Okay. Have you seen Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I'm gonna go Happy Death Day.
All right, Caleb.
Happy Death Day. I've seen like bits and pieces of that, and Jennifer's Body. I've never really got. You know, that wasn't the funniest for me.
I do like Jennifer's Body. I don't think it's as funny as some of the movies on here. I do like the concept of the story and everything, but with what the bracket we are going based off of, and honestly over my personal likings, I'm going to pick Happy Death Day as well. Okay, so next one we have Shaun of the Dead versus Zombieland. And I'm going to go first on this one. It's undoubtable to me. I know Shaun of the Dead's a cult classic, but Zombieland's my shit. Like,
yeah, I fucking love Zombieland, dude. That's the one I'm picking for sure.
That's such a nostalgia movie for me. I can watch it over and over and over and never get tired of it. Ridge?
I mean, it's obvious that it. I mean, even if I chose something else, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But Zombieland.
Word. All right. So now we have A Cabin in the Woods versus A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Now, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 does have one of the funniest lines in the franchise, in my opinion. But Cabin in the Woods, there's one scene that damn near fucked the movie up for me just because how fucking goofy it was. Have y'all seen Cabin in the Woods?
I think I've watched it like maybe once.
Rich, have you?
Again, it's one of them that I've seen bits and pieces too.
Man, let me tell y'all, just for the point of the bracket, I'm going to pick Cabin in the Woods. Just because of this one fucking scene. There's a scene, I'm going to spoil it for y'all, and I'm sorry. There's a scene where they're trying to escape because they figured out that wherever they're at, they're trying to get away from this cabin. And Chris Hemsworth, it plays like the jockey. The Cabin in the Woods is like a big Scooby-Doo, technically. Like, if you look at the characters, it makes sense. But Chris Hemsworth, who played the big jock, went to go jump a bike across this little, like, I don't even know. It's just like a big old drop off, and it's like there's land on the other side of it, and he goes to jump the clearing, and halfway over the clearing, he hits a force field that is put around this cabin, and he just drops right down it like it's like some cartoon ass shit. That scene alone about fucked the movie up for me, so I'm picking Cabin in the Woods.
Okay, I'm basing this around just off of I'm looking up some of these movies as we go because I've heard of them, but I just want to see it again to get my gears are turning.
Yeah.
I'm picking Cabin in the Woods because of this photo of this goofy ass looking monster they got.
Yep.
It looks like a shark fish / human thing with a big old mouth on it.
Yeah.
And strands of hair.
There's a part. Well, it comes to find out that this company is like putting people in these type of situations, and it's weird to explain. But like, there's a whole part where all the monsters that the company is holding together all get loose and go ape shit on everybody.
But it definitely has, whenever you say Scooby-Doo vibes, like holy shit.
Well, it's like Chris Hemsworth plays the jock. Then you got his girlfriend, who's the slut. Then you got the virgin, which is like this redhead girl. Then you got the two stoners, Shaggy and Scooby, and there's a guy who literally looks like Shaggy, and there's the guy from Grey's Anatomy who's in Detroit Become Human. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But
don't say he looks like Scooby.
I'm not saying he looks like Scooby, but I'm just saying. But
that's racist.
But the thing is, he is wearing a blue jacket in the movie that looks like the same color of Scooby-Doo's collar, too.
Oh, man. All right.
Caleb?
I haven't really watched either of them.
I will say, if you haven't seen A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, that's my favorite one of all time. It is a fucking solid movie. There's a scene where he tells a girl, "Welcome to primetime, bitch," and shoves her head into the TV, which that is his body is the TV. So
yeah, I know that.
Yeah. All right, so on to the next one. We picked Cabin in the Woods, by the way. We figured that to let you know.
It's 2-1.
All right, so next up on the list, we got Ghostbusters versus Get Out. That's a good one. Caleb, which one would you rather?
Wait, what did you say? Which ones? I couldn't hear you.
Ghostbusters or Get Out? And
Ghostbusters. I'm a Ghostbusters guy. I just am.
Oh, man, I know that I'm going to be out of the majority, so I'm just going to say mine. Go ahead and say mine. I'm saying Get Out. I know. Look, I get Ghostbusters is iconic, but Get Out is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I know I'm going to be out of the count, so Rich, go ahead and say yours.
Well, I mean, Would you say Get Out's really that funny though?
Fuck yeah, it is. Because of the best friend in the movie. Like he's not just he's in a good majority of the movies. So like I guess, I mean that he's the reason why it's funny. I mean yeah, it's less funny than Ghostbusters is, but there's a lot of funny stuff in Get Out. But
Okay,
I
so
can see
you're
where you're coming.
admitting that it's less funny than
Yeah,
Ghostbusters.
yeah,
So Ghostbusters should definitely win.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm out of the majority. I'm just being biased.
I was gonna say that's just biasy kicking in with you.
Like I said, it's
That's
one of my favorite
like
movies of all time. I'm going to be a little biased.
it's okay. It's not winning. It's Ghostbusters that's winning.
All right. So next one, we got Ready or Not versus Scary Movie. I think that's a no-brainer. I think Scary Movie wins that one.
Yeah.
Ready or Not's good, but it's not funny. I don't think if there's any funny in it, there's not a lot of funny in the first place. But Scary Movie, it's the mecca. It's going to be hard to beat Scary Movie, in my opinion.
I'm a Scary Movie guy. That was one of my favorite comedy horror movies.
There's one movie on this list that I think can beat it, and we may get to it here and actually just now. So we got Freaky versus Army of Darkness.
I knew it. And this is the one I was like, this one. If anything wins, it's going to be this one. It's Army of Darkness.
I mean, I think I like Freaky. Freaky is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Freaky is very funny. It's very gory. It's a great movie. But nothing beats Army of Darkness. I mean, I'm not saying nothing beats Army of Darkness, but that definitely doesn't beat Army of Darkness.
Yeah, no.
Bridge.
Well, my vote don't count on this one, I reckon, because to me it's Freaky.
Man, I'm sorry for you, buddy.
That's wow. I think we're just gonna move on, guys, to the next one.
No, Freaky is good.
I mean, Freaky's good. I don't have anything against Freaky. It's just Army of Darkness is so iconic, and it's hilarious.
All right, so next up on the list, we got Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Zombieland. Rich?
So, to me, just because I don't care that much for Zombieland, my vote goes towards Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I get it. Well, I'm going to Zombieland. Like I said, it's a.
I would rather watch that one over again than Zombieland, just because of how much. Like, I haven't seen Zombieland a shit ton of times, but I've seen it enough. You know.
Right.
I've seen it about probably 5 or 6.
I'm definitely going Zombieland. Like I said, it's super nostalgic to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Zombieland a lot, and I haven't watched the other one. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I haven't watched it. But so my vote's with Zombieland.
Kind of unfair, but Zombieland prevails. All right, so next one on the list, we got Scary Movie versus A Cabin in the Woods. Caleb, you go ahead.
Is it even a question?
Probably not. But
I mean, for real, it's. I mean, the Cabin in the Woods it's good, but Scary Movie is the best out of those two options for sure. So I'm going Scary Movie.
Ridge?
Yeah, I'm going Scary Movie out of those two.
That was a no-brainer, but I wanted to give it a little bit of a chance, you know. All right, so on to the next one. We got Ghostbusters versus Happy Death Day. I'll have to say Ghostbusters on this one. I mean, though I like Happy Death Day, Ghostbusters is just iconic. It's got the funny, it's got the scary. Mm-hmm. It's there, man.
Well,
it's Ghostbusters.
All right. I guess we'll just go with Ghostbusters.
I figured you would have picked Ghostbusters in the first place with you being a Universal person.
Listen
Yeah.
to me. Okay, so I'm more Disney than I am Universal.
I know that, but
All right.
you get what I'm saying though.
B, they're both Universal.
You know what? You're right.
Technically,
My bad, dog.
technically.
My bad.
I mean, okay, so hear me out on this. Happy Death Day is more so a better watch when you're high.
yeah, I can agree.
Ghostbusters is more so a better watch when you're sober.
Yeah, I can agree. I give you that. Yeah. I just think it's hard to. I mean, yeah, I just think it's hard to put Happy Death Day over Ghostbusters. Though how much I love it and how much it sticks to my niche with its slasher horror and everything. Ghostbusters is one of the original comedy horror movies, man.
It really is, and I mean, it's a great movie. I love it. I've watched all of them. They're so good.
All right, and here's a real banger, Rooney. Beetlejuice versus Army of Darkness.
Oh man,
I
love Beetlejuice.
Can I get mine out the way?
Yeah, you go ahead, Rich.
Because I know that mine probably ain't going to win. Beetlejuice. Because Beetlejuice is good when you're high or when you're sober. Or when you're drunk. Either way, Beetlejuice is good.
Yeah. I'll be real here, and I'll make some good points on both. Army of Darkness, when it comes to the quality of the movie, it's not as good as Beetlejuice is. Like when it comes to like the quality of the story and the quality of the production and everything.
Yeah.
But to me, Army of Darkness is just funnier, just to my humor. I mean, I've never been the biggest fan of Beetlejuice. I didn't really like him until Beetlejuice. But I mean, if you know me, I love Ash Williams. I love Evil Dead, and Army of Darkness is my favorite Evil Dead movie. So I'm picking the Army of Darkness.
Man, I love Beetlejuice. I do. It's a great movie. I've watched it a lot. But Army of Darkness is funnier to me. It just is. That's the only reason I'm picking it.
All right. So here we are to our final four. We got Scary Movie versus Zombieland. I think, honestly, I think we could probably all come in agreements on this. I think that it's a no-brainer. Though how much we can say we love Zombieland and how funny it still is not as funny as Scary Movie is. And Scary Movie is still funny to this day. Like, every time I watch, it still makes me cackle.
Scary Movie is just a classic.
It's just too funny, bro. It's like, it's the Shorty. Dude, the only thing that I need to see is clips of Shorty from Scary Movie. Like, I could watch that for the rest of my life and be happy, bro. Like, the scene, I mean, the most iconic scenes from the movie to me are Shorty scenes. Like, when one where he's being interviewed by the cops. Oh shit, I'm on TV, son. Like, I fucking love that part. Then the part where Ghostface does the rap with him, and it's just the whole nines. Yeah, that's probably a no-brainer. Scary Movie. You think so, Caleb, too?
Yeah, I mean, I love Zombieland. I do, but Scary Movie, I've seen it way more times than I've seen Zombieland.
All right. So we got Ghostbusters versus Army of Darkness.
No, this is tough. Someone else go first.
Ridge, I'll let you go first.
Oh. Okay, so I haven't seen either one of them in a hot minute. Like I haven't watched any of the newer Ghostbusters neither.
I saw the Afterlife one. I didn't see the newest one. I saw the one before the newest one, and it was really good.
Yeah,
I
the
might.
Afterlife movie was really good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with Ghostbusters just for the nostalgia. And to me, that's just more so of a classic.
I can understand. And I'm not, I'm sticking with Army of Darkness just because, and I'm really not trying to be biased on this one because yeah, it seems like it, but I'm not. Army of Darkness is genuinely one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and that's why I have to stick with it. I mean, like I said, Ghostbusters is good. It's iconic. It's nostalgic, but it's not as funny as Army of Darkness is to me.
You bias fucker.
Look, man, I can be biased when I
I'm
want to,
kidding.
but Army of Darkness is stupid funny, bro. Like there's literally a Three Stooges scene where a fucking skeleton pokes him in the eyes. Like it's fucking stupid. Like it's goofy, but it's hilarious. Caleb,
So I love Ghostbusters so much, and I know I've seen it more than Army of Darkness, and that's just because I've had more easier access to it. But Army of Darkness is still funnier, in my opinion. To me, I've always enjoyed it. I mean, it's a cult classic, and yeah, sure, it's not, sure, it's not got the best, special effects and maybe the best story, but it was made to be a joke, and it was a good one. So.
the Army of Darkness prevails. So that means Scary Movie versus Army of Darkness is the final matchup.
Scary movie.
And though I think this is a tough decision,
Yeah, I was really hard.
though I think these are both two of the funniest comedy horror movies ever invented, Scary Movie's got the up. Just because of how
Yeah,
funny Scary Movie is. Like,
yeah. I mean,
Army of Darkness
it's
is
unanimous.
Army of Darkness is stupid funny. Army of Darkness is iconic. I mean, most of the iconic lines from Ash Williams is from Army of Darkness. But Scary Movie is just like I said. It's timeless. It never fails to be funny, and the thing is it's still relevant to this day because they're coming out with Scary Movie 6, and it's literally going back to Ghostface. It's going back to the original Scary Movie. So we're going to have to go with Scary Movie, and Scary Movie is your winner for the comedy horror bracket. Are you surprised? I fucking doubt it. But it won.
Ding 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 ding. We have a winner.
And guys, that's all we really have for the podcast today.
Any anybody want anything on wrestling or
I mean,
any last minute things before WrestleMania? Because we won't have a podcast next weekend.
Yeah. I feel like the cards are stacked. Let's see how it goes. That's about as much as I'm willing to say because I really think everybody kind of knows where we're at with this, but everyone's just kind of left with wondering, what's going to happen. I think that's where everybody is.
I don't expect this Mania to be as big as last year's, and I don't expect it to be as good as last year's, but I do expect some good things to come out of it, and I do expect some great pops and great moments to happen. So I'm super excited. I'm excited to see what plays out. I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to talk about it on the next episode. Like Rich said, we won't be on next week because of us watching WrestleMania, but the week after next we will have the episode out and we will talk about it then. Rich, what are you looking forward to, buddy?
I'm looking forward to whatever ends up happening with Randy Orton. I don't think it's going to be Solo Sikoa. I can tell you that much. I'm ready for two different matches or two different rivalries / matches to be done, and that's Charlotte Flair and Tiffany. Just because I'm tired of Charlotte's BS over this whole fucking thing, even though she'll probably win it.
Tippy time, then we riot.
And then I'm also just ready for Jey Uso and Gunther to finally be finished. And I don't even think that the John Cena and Cody Rhodes match is going to be match of Mania this year.
I don't think so either.
But who it'll go to, I don't know, because there are going to be a couple of really good bangers. I mean,
Yeah.
we got that triple threat. We got Jade and Bianca. We got Logan and AJ. There's going to be a lot of good matches this year. It doesn't feel as good as last year just because the storyline that was building up, but it's still a lot better than what we have had in the past. So I'll give it that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about it whenever we come back after next weekend. Also, isn't next weekend Easter Sunday?
Yes, it is.
Holy crap, we got WrestleMania and Easter.
Yep.
All wrapped in one. Good gosh, it's going to be a busy weekend.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm also looking forward to it. With that being said, Slater, let's make sure we tell these people that they need to like and subscribe if they want to. Like us, they can. But definitely subscribe if you're not. And go ahead, steal your relative's phone or your friend's phone. Sneak us on a subscription on their phone without them knowing. Don't turn on that notification bell or anything. Because they don't need to see us keep on popping up or anything and not know how to turn it off. Especially if you subscribe on like your granny's phone or something. She don't know how to work her smartphone yet still. But just go ahead and sneak us on there anyways, you know. And yeah.
Hey man,
See it.
Like you said, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share us out, add us to your family's phone. Don't matter, just share us out. Other than that, guys, just a couple more things we gotta. I announced last episode that we will be going to Scarefest once again. Scarefest is they are awesome enough to bring us back for another year, so can't wait for October. Also, we got added on to Huntsville, Alabama's expo. Don't know how much we'll be there, but we'll definitely be there at least for a day.
Yeah.
It might just be me.
I think I can get a day in.
If not, we'll figure it out. But catch us out for that. And we got a couple more cons hopefully getting lined up. But if not, we'll let you guys know. Again, thanks for sticking around with us if you made it this long. And that's the end of the episode, guys. We'll see you next time.